Hello children. In Geography Class 6, Lesson 3, Motions of the Earth, I'm going to start Part 3, the season part. The whole year we can divide into 4 seasons: summer, winter, spring and autumn season. And these 4 seasons actually in our country also we follow a different name we used to give. But as a whole, Uh, throughout the world, we used to say 4 different seasons as a summer, autumn, winter, and the spring season. Season change due to the change in the positions of the Earth around the sun. So all of you know the Earth is moving around the sun, and in their different position, whatever I'm going to show now, and that position, the seasonal changes occur. Here, 4 different seasons. The photo I'm showing. This is the revolution part actually. So in the revolutions of the earth, due to revolution of the earth around the sun, different seasons occur. You see here, summer, autumn, winter and spring in different position of the earth. Usually it occurs, and that happens due to the revolution. Here some new terms you'll get: solstice and equinox, those 2 terms. And this figure also you'll get, figure 3.3. It is available in your book. Now what is solstice? You see, solstice actually a position. It occurs actually on the 21st June in the northern hemisphere, and how it occurs one by one I'm going to explain. You see, this is called summer solstice, and on 21st June, the northern hemisphere, which is tilted towards the sun. So already I have shown the diagram and the 4 position of the earth I'm showing. Again, I'll show, don't worry. So that position, what happened? 21st June. Whenever I'll go back to this 21st June, see the position of the earth. That means the sun here, if in this side, right hand side I'm showing. So the northern side, northern pole, which is tilted towards the sun, but the southern pole which is away, which is near, northern pole is near, but southern pole is away from the sun. So nearest will be the northern side, not the southern side. So summer solstice, that's why occur in the northern side, which is near to the sun, which is tilted towards the sun. The rays of the sun fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. Again, we'll see that another diagram. You see, on June 21st, this is the Tropic of Cancer, and direct sunlight fall over this Tropic of Cancer. Now see, so the rays of the sun fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. As a result, these areas receive more heat. That means near the Tropic of Cancer. The areas near the poles receive less heat as the rays of the sun are slanting. One thing you remember, from the equator up to the pole, definitely the sunlight fall indirectly. That means near the equator only direct sunlight fall, but whereas whenever we move from away from the equator up till the pole, then sunlight, it becomes indirect, not direct sunlight. So here you see, this is the northern pole. From here, if we say that, slowly from equator towards the pole, from here to the south pole, and this from equator to the north pole, you see the sunlight fall usually directly over this area position, tropical zone actually. And in this position, 21st June to Tropic of Cancer, near this area only the direct sunlight fall. But as we move away from equator towards the pole, definitely sunlight will be indirect, and southern part, which is more away from the sunlight. So here we are not talking about the southern hemisphere, but the northern hemisphere, where it will be more warmer than the southern hemisphere. And we feel in this date, June 21st, usually the whatever means, suppose the different characteristics we'll discuss. You see, the north pole, which is inclined towards the sun, The places beyond the Arctic Circle experiences continuous daylight for about 6 months. It is summer in the regions north of the equator, and the longest day and shortest night at these places occur on 21st June. So usually, if we consider the polar area, that polar area, just we don't count, but remaining part, usually what happened in this date, 21st June, longest day and shortest night usually occur. And this time we can say this is the summer solstice. And it is summer in the regions north of the equator, not the south of equator. It is north of equator. We are talking about the all northern hemisphere, not the southern hemisphere. Why? Because northern hemisphere is near to the sunlight. See, 21st June in the northern hemisphere, the longest day and shortest night it occur, and that is only summer solstice. But in this time, what happened? So this time, the southern hemisphere, all these conditions are reversed. That means summer season, if it is in northern hemisphere, definitely the opposite. Winter season will be there in southern hemisphere. And in summer season, that means in the northern hemisphere, you have seen that days are longer. But completely opposite, in the southern hemisphere, nights are longer than the days. And this position of the earth is called the summer solstice for the southern hemisphere also. So one just picture which is related to 21st June summer solstice. Now come to winter solstice. Now you see on December 22nd the Tropic of Capricorn receives direct sunlight as the South Pole tilts towards it, and as the sun's rays fall vertically at the Tropic of Capricorn, a larger portion of the southern hemisphere gets light. Therefore, it is summer in the southern hemisphere with longer days and shorter night. Now, see, this is winter solstice, that position. The sun is here now, it is left hand side. You see here in the winter solstice, what happened? The northern part, North Pole, is away from the sunlight, and south pole which is near to the sunlight, and direct sunlight fall over the Tropic of Capricorn. This is the Tropic of Capricorn. And as near this southern part which is near to the sunlight, that's why what happened, whatever you have seen in northern hemisphere in summer solstice, same thing it happens here. That means in southern hemisphere longer days and shorter nights will occur, but northern hemisphere, what happened? The shorter days and longer nights will occur, which is uh, we observe usually in winter season because our country is located in the northern hemisphere. So northern hemisphere, whatever phenomena it will happen, everything we means our country will observe. The reverse condition happens in the northern hemisphere. This position of the earth is called the winter solstice, and Christmas is celebrated in Australia in the summer season. Usually, all of you know Christmas. We used to celebrate in the winter season in the northern hemisphere, but Australia, which is located in the southern hemisphere, and southern hemisphere this time it will be summer season. So Christmas Day definitely they used to celebrate in the summer season only. So some of the pictures which is related to celebration of this Christmas in Australia I'm showing here. So summer and winter solstice. Here I'm showing two pictures regarding winter solstice and summer solstice. We can differentiate on the basis of whatever means already I have discussed about summer and winter solstice different features. Now come to the point equinox. What is that? Equal days and equal nights. Equinox. On 21st March and September 23rd, direct rays of the sun fall on the equator. So in these two date, direct sunlight fall on the equator. At this position, neither of the poles is tilted towards the sun. So the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights, and this is called an equinox. And in this position, equinox, what happened? Equal day and equal night occur except the polar region. You see in the equinox, you see here sunlight fall directly and polar area. from Arctic and Antarctic Circle, those area we should not include, but remaining part everywhere, most of the part, the direct sunlight fall, and because of that equal, mostly equal days and equal nights occur. And on 23rd September, it is autumn season in the northern hemisphere and spring season in the southern hemisphere. So in this date, 23rd September, what happened? Autumn season occur in the northern hemisphere. That means during this time we used to celebrate puja and all autumn season, and spring season in the southern hemisphere. In the opposite hemisphere, southern hemisphere, spring season occur. But on 21st March, when it is spring season in the northern hemisphere, that time we used to celebrate, that means spring season, but autumn season occur in the southern hemisphere, completely opposite. See, 21st March, spring equinox, it occur, and 23rd September, autumnal equinox in northern hemisphere. Thanks for watching.